Hey guys, welcome back to the latest edition of Kingsgrove Sports Top 10 Bats of the Year. So the ones we're going to be running through this year are for the 2024-2025 cricket season. Again, the criteria for what we choose hasn't changed. We're looking at probably some of the better value bats of the season. So ones that are in that kind of mid to lower price range tier. Of course, you're going to get bats up towards that player edition range as well. Some of the better bats you'll see through our stores. The other criteria, which most importantly, is the ping of the bats as well. So how good the performance on them is. The consistency of how good the bats are right throughout the season comes into play as well. If you guys have got your suggestions for the top 10 bats as well, these are just our thoughts. So if you've got any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But without further ado, here it is, our top 10 bats of the season for the year 2024-2025. All right, and to get us started in at number 10, we have the SS Smacker Blaster. So one we've been really happy with this season. Obviously, a few criteria that we're looking at. This one, which most importantly is the value for money that you get. The performance and the ping on these has been exceptional for that end of the price, which is just over $400, which you don't see very often these days. But what you do get in this that you probably do have to generally spend a little bit more on is the size and profile that you get. So you do get that traditional subcontinent profile with that mid to lower swell. They're actually really full through the sweet spot as well. So there's minimal concaving, which is another really good feature that you like to see. So you get really good value for your shots. Some additional features like these that come up really nicely, the detail on the stickers. You've got some nice gold embossing, bit of patterns through the stickers on the front and on the back there. So they shot really nicely on shelf. But overall, yeah, really good value for money bats. Performance and ping on them has been exceptional. So yeah, really happy with these and happy to put them in our list. In at number 10, the SS Smacker Blaster. And in at number 9 is a flagship Kookaburra model that they've had for years and years. It was back again for this season, is the Kookaburra Kahuna. So a bit of a touch up and a bit of a difference to the sticker that they've gone with this year. Nice bright yellow grip with a lime green and yellow sticker finish. But overall, the bats have been really good this season. You get the traditional Kookaburra profile. So you have the long spine, which sweeps all the way down to the toe, extends that middle. The model we're going to be going through is the 5.0. So it's again a really good value for money bat in that lower price range tier, only $400. So that what you get in these bats is a decent, good quality performance without having to blow the budget. You can see here a nice, pretty straight and clean grain. It actually comes finished with an extra sleeve and a toe guard as well, so they're ready to go right into the nets. You still get you can see on this model here, quite a big size edge as well. So there's still plenty of performance and power in them. All the features you get on the Kookaburra bat, quality finish, a nice feeling semi-oval handle as well. These bats have sold really well right throughout the season. And yeah, definitely one to put in our top 10 list. So in at number 9, the Kookaburra Kahuna Pro 5.0. All right, up next, in at number 8, we have the New Balance TC 1000 Max. So the TC model has been in New Balance's range for a while. It just had a bit of an update to the profile and the way the bats are presented. So it's always had the flat face profile. This year they've actually updated it just to be similar to what the DC bats have, which is that slight rounded curvature to it, which gives you good forgiveness off the edges, and then when you're hitting it right out of the middle, there's still plenty of power in them. The TC profile, as it always has been, is the slightly higher profile. So for those bouncy wickets, the more bouncy conditions where you're going to be playing more of those shots up higher on the blade, your cuts and your pulls, these are what these bats are better designed for. So the TC 1000 model, really good. It's Pat Cummins' model that he is out there using in the Water Gavaskar series at the moment. So yeah, really happy with these, how they've come through. A nice size edge, pretty full through the blade as well. And really good ping and performance on them. So yeah, definitely one that we had to pop in the list this year. The New Balance TC 1000 Max in at number 8. And now at number 7, we have a new model from DSC this season. My personal favorite from their range this year is the XLite series, which we've got here in the XLite 35. So DSC came up with a new model this year, trying to make some nice full-size adult bats with a big profile, but keeping those weights nice and light, which is what everyone wants these now. They want a nice light bat that can still get the ping and performance and power that you want out of those bigger adult sized bats. And the XLite 35 definitely delivered that this season. As you can still see there, pretty meaty profile, nice and full through the blade there as well, so not too much concaving. You can see there the profile, it's nice and tall spine which extends right towards the bottom and then just tapers off a little bit there to save a bit of that weight. The grips on them as well, plenty of texture with those X patterns on there, so that makes the hand sits really nicely on the handle. And as DSC always have, a really nicely detailed sticker as well. You got a nice matte embossed finish through there as well. So the XLite, yeah, models have been really good this season. Definitely ones that we couldn't leave out of the list. So in at number 7, the DSC XLite 35. All right, next up in at number 6 is the Kingsport Immortal Special Edition. So my personal favorite in our range, you've got that really nice stencil outline with the stickers. It's not too busy, so it keeps it nice with that bit of a clean and classic look, but still a bit of detail in there with a gold outline, good bit of embossing, and they show up really nicely. But the Immortal Special Edition, yeah, been in our range for a few seasons now. We bought it back again this year just because it was one we can't leave out. The bat itself, as you can see here, a really nice clean and straight grain. The grain on these really high quality, so the performance and the pin that comes with it is really good. You can see a really good size edge there as well, which has that mid to lower sweet spot, which is like traditional subcontinent style bat. You can see there a tall spine, pretty much goes right to the toe, only tapers off a little bit, so it extends that sweet spot right down to the bottom as low as possible. The performance on these probably, even as a personal opinion, even better than what we got last year. So the bats have sold really well throughout the season. There's only a very few left now, so the performance and ping on these has been exceptional. So definitely we couldn't leave them out of the list. So in at number 6, the Kingsport Immortal Special Edition. All right, next up at number 5 is the Gray-Nicolls Nova 2.0 Players Edition. And so I don't actually have it in my hands here, and that's for good reason. The bats were so good that we've sold out of them this year. So what I've got is the 2000 model, which is just that tier below, still a grade 1 bat. But what this bat will give us a good idea of is showing the features of that Nova bat, which were so good and the reason why they were in our list. So the Nova profile, Nova's been in their range for a couple of years. They just gave it a bit of an update with the 2.0, just to give that Nova sticker a bit more of a standout with a black outline. So they show up really nicely. That really nice clean black and white sticker as well, which has probably added to the bat's success, as well as Travis Head scoring a bunch of runs. But the profile itself is that traditional mid profile, so a decent spine that just tapers off a little bit in the toe, but you keep a good size edge right through the blade, so that gives you good forgiveness whether you're playing up higher, a little bit more down low. Yeah, really good value for your money and good value for your shots 360 degrees around the ground. The Players Edition bats that we got, the willow quality was just exceptional. The grain, the performance on them, they looked really good on the shelf. And yeah, even though they were up at that Player Edition price range tier, they sold exceptionally well. And yeah, so much so that they were completely out of them for this season. So the Gray-Nicolls Nova 2.0 Players Edition in at number 5 for our top 10 list. And in at number 4 is the DSC Spliit Players Edition. So this is the flagship model in their range. It's the Uzi Khawaja Players Replica model. So what you get in these bats is what he's using out there in the middle. A really quality, straight and even grain. You can see there plenty of them and really evenly spaced apart, what you'd expect in those top end bats. A really big edge as well. And then into the profile, as you can see there, zero concaving, massive and full. You also get Uzi's signature and engraving on the side there as well. The ping on the performance has been, again, exceptional. It's what you come to expect from a top end bat. Obviously, you're paying the top dollar price tag for them, but these definitely delivered this year. They actually pick up pretty nicely as well. The weights of them were around that 2.9 mark. So to get that much willow packed into the hitting zone for a bat that's that light, you don't see too often. So yeah, really happy with how these bats came in. DSC continuing to deliver year on year. Now that they've been in our stores for a few years, really happy with how these Players Edition models come through. So in at number 4, the DSC Spliit Players. Now we're into our top 3. So in at number 3 is the SS World Cup 2024 edition. So I think probably personally my favorite SS bat that we've received over the last few seasons, because obviously of a few things. One, they look really nicely. The SS have got a really good bit of detail in their stickers. They've got a nice little flowery pattern through there, which is embossed. You can see on the front and the back as well. A nice kind of light blue into a darker blue tinge. So yeah, a couple of really nice colors there to make the bat stand out. But most importantly, the ping and the performance we've gotten on these bats, we actually had to do a second order because they were so good. We sold out of them first. So what you can see here, and it's not actually going to be too expensive as well. They're going to be what you'd consider now in that mid-range price tier, but you get a pretty good grain on those, nice and clean. You get that traditional subcontinent profile, a bit more mid profile, which is what a lot of the players, because they use actually into quite a duckbill toe as well, so it saves a lot of the weight, which means the pickup and the balance on them is really nice and light as well. But yeah, definitely the most important part that what put this bat in the list is the performance and the ping that we got on them. Every single one of them pings exceptionally well. Definitely some of the better bats we received this season. So yeah, in at number 3, the SS World Cup 2024 edition. All right, we're getting to the top of the list now. So in at number 2 is the Gray-Nicolls Victus HS Special Selection. That's right, the only thing that's bigger than the name is the bat itself. So the profile, massive as it always has been, really tall spine, which pushes that barrier of the 67mm mark, sometimes getting up towards 70mm. And then same as the edge size, which usually has to finish at around 40mm, they go past that to around 42, 43. So which makes an overall really, really big profile. What Gray-Nicolls do so well with it is still manage to keep the weight down nice and light. So most of them are around that 2.8 to 2.9 mark. These bats themselves, they don't use like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 willow. What Gray-Nicolls do for us is pick what they would call players quality willow. So it's based purely on the performance more so than the look of them. Sometimes you do get some really nice ones, but as you can see here, which is probably the average of what we would receive, one's a bit of a knot, bit of a blemish, a bit of redwood, but not always the most amount of grain. But what they do always continue to deliver is a bat that pings superbly well. They're made down in the factory in Melbourne by the guys down there, so they always make sure they deliver us a really quality product, which is exactly what they've done this year with the Victus HS. The handle is their traditional oval handle, and it's paired up with the Gray-Nicolls traction grip. A bit on the thinner side, which makes it feel really nice in the hands, but make sure you keep the weight out of there so you can pack it into the profile of the bat itself. So yeah, definitely one that we always love to have in our stores year on year, and yeah, another reason why they're in our top 10 list. So in at number 2, the Gray-Nicolls Victus HS Special Selection. All right, here it is, our number 1 bat for the season. So a few criteria that went into the deciding of this bat. So the value for money that you get, the quality of the willow, and the performance and the ping that we got, the consistency of the bats right through the season. They were unbeatable. So here it is, our number 1 bat for the season, the GM Aion 909. So the Aion, a new model that GM released this year, 909 meaning it's a grade 1 quality English willow bat. As you can see there, a really clean and straight grain. That's one thing that GM's really consistent with, is the quality of their grading. Means you always get a really nice piece of willow for grade 1 bats. The face profile is that flatter F2 profile, which means you can maximize the edge size, and it also leads into a really nice profile. So the Aion shape is that mid profile, but what you do get in this as well is zero concaving. So the convex shape, which is more of a dome style, means yeah, they don't take out any willow through the hitting zone. So there's really good forgiveness if you're not hitting it right out of the sweet spot. But overall, yeah, the performance ping on these for only just over that $700 price tier means you're getting a really good quality bat without that top end price tag. So overall, yeah, exceptional bats, a well-deserved pick for our number 1 model for the 2024-2025 season. All right, and there it is. There's our top 10 list for the cricket season of 2024-2025. If you've got any suggestions or any bats that you think should be included in that list, feel free to leave a comment with us. And as always, thanks for watching.